Convenience meets community. With over 30 branch locations in and around Montgomery County, we're always close by to help you with your banking needs. But we're more than just a bank. We're proud supporters of our local community, dedicated to making Montgomery County a better place to live and work. Experience the difference at Wood Forest National Bank. Convenient, caring, and committed to you.
Since 1965, the team at Buckaloo Chevrolet has been working hard to deliver a better car buying experience to every customer. If you're looking for a better selection and a better car buying experience, head to Buckaloo Chevrolet. We promise no hassle, no haggle buying, and we never add things to our price you don't ask for. The price you see is the price you pay at Buckaloo Chevrolet on I-45 in Conroe, or shop BuckalooChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. And remember,
it's a better buy at Buckaloo.
Our orthopedic care is shaped around you. And you. And you. Because customizing treatments and using breakthrough techniques is how your comeback starts. Like 3D printing for ultra-precise joint replacements and providing the same specialty care as we do for the Houston Rockets. So you return sooner, stronger, better. This is orthopedic care designed for you. Memorial Hermann, advancing health, personalizing care.
We apologize for having to step over. We didn't want to be disrespectful to our great sponsors who are able to let us continue to bring great content to you. But before everything happened, Peyton, you were going to start giving us some stats?
That is right. Our defense did really good last week with the Woodlands. Parker Stewart had 1 interception. Cole Carlin had 1 interception, and Miller also had 1 interception.
All right. So nice little diverse thing going on with our defense. I do see that the ROTC is about to make their way, and we need to mute ourselves for the national anthem. We apologize.
It's the calm before the storm. You've prepared your body, now get your mind right. When you enter the field, be ready to compete. Be all in.
Here we go, boys. Lock in. Got me. Look in my eyes and tell me your tale. Do you see the road? I'm out to my soul. Tell me the size whenever the smoke clear out of my face. And my picture, baby, go do I look fat. All of that green and yellow, that drip in your eyes. Just to take your demise and put to my side. The bitch back is so
Your Woodlands Highlanders have come out of the locker room touching the Stone of Destiny, and now they're about to make their way through the inflatable. But first, Deer Park is running onto the field. Looks like they have their all whites. In the past, we've called it the Stormtrooper look. And here come your Woodlands making their way onto the field, running through the inflatable.
Crashing through the sign now, and towards the end zone they are headed. The Woodlands logo flags carried by the JROTC downfield.
All the players are now in the north end zone taking a knee. They're about to make their way to the sidelines where we will have our kickoff entitlement and the coin toss. We are just less than 3 minutes away from high school football here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. And again, thank you for joining us tonight. Just a couple things want to let you know about the opposition. We haven't been able to cover and bring that information to you, but one key player you need to keep an eye on is obviously Deer Park's quarterback, who is under center, and that is Landon Keiselhorst. He was first team All-District for District 24 6A last season, and he has been starting to get some looks for potentially making it to the collegiate level. So want to see how well this Highlander defense can slow this quarterback down. The senior, he is number 12, and just want to make sure that it's not going to be that high of a scoring game. We want to see Woodlands victory here tonight so they can go keep this undefeated streak going. And your captains tonight that are going to be making their way to midfield, we're going to have Kendrell Outlaw, number 5, Drew Honeyman, number 33, Jake Dorsett, number 64, Levi Zonbrecker.
Accompanied behind the captains are number 2, Shane Walker, and number 1, Jackson Bolander.
Teams are exchanging pleasantries. We're about to see who is going to kick and receive. So the Woodlands is going to defer to the second half, which means Deer Park will be receiving, and it looks like the Woodlands will be defending the south end zone to start off the first half of this game. Teams are going to make their way back to their sidelines, and we're going to get to see the kicking team. And obviously one of your key players on the Woodland side is your senior kicker, and that is Scott Starzik. So like I said, number 80, Scott Starzik, your senior place kicker. And fun fact is that according to 24/7 Sports, he has a hard commit to the University of Iowa. He's going to be playing if the hard commit is intact, it could potentially see him be playing some Big Ten football next season. As the Woodlands are lining up, you can hear a full house in the stadium tonight as they are getting behind the home team. Your Woodlands Highlanders are in all green. The good guys are in green tonight. Back to return for the Deer Park Deer. You have number 4, Andre Jackson. Well, with it being a little windy right now, the ball did come off the tee for Starzyk, so he's going to reset.
There's a lot of red and green in the home stands here tonight as the kickoff and the game starts.
It's going to be a pooch kick as it's a favorable bounce, and it's going to be recovered. Looks to be recovered by the Woodlands, but we're going to wait for the judge to say signal. They're saying that the Woodlands did recover.
Wow, what a start to this football game.
It was always a live ball on the kickoff, and you don't need to onside it whenever you just are able to follow the bounce and get a recovery. So the Woodlands are going to start with excellent field position here with just 1 second into the game. Woodlands are going to start at the Deer Park 28, and let's see how this offense let's see what this offense has in store for Deer Park. Woodlands typically playing with that spread offense, always taking snaps in the gun. Number 12, Jack Dalton under center. It's a play action pass as he looks downfield, plenty of time in the pocket, throws up the seam, and he finds his man. That's number 1, Jackson Bolander with the score. 28 yards, first play of the game for the Highlanders, and they score. They strike first. It is now 6-0 here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, just 7 seconds into the game.
What a great first drive for the Woodlands here as they start with a touchdown drive.
Starzyk ready to kick for the PAT. Good snap, good hold, and he kicks it onto the roof of the facility.
So the kick will be good. It is Woodlands 7, Deer Park nothing.
All right. So Peyton, just 2 plays into the game, we already have our first score.
Man, what a start to this game.
I'm more in awe of just Starzyk kicking that ball so high that it is on the roof of the annex side over there where we do have some fans in attendance. It's just...
You cannot even see the football on the roof.
No, because it bounced and it went over, and someone's about to have to go over there and retrieve it. But just the fact that it just shows you how great of a leg that Starzyk has.
And for sure, that will be looked at with recruits as he will maybe go to Iowa. We will see.
So Deer Park bringing their return team back on, who was just on the field a few moments ago.
It's kind of deja vu over here.
A little bit, a little early. A little early for some deja vu. I think they're going to be on alert to see what's going to happen following the pooch kick. Starzyk, he likes to favor that left hash. He's got it lined up at the 40 as we are waiting for the second kickoff to happen for the night.
And the kick.
He kicks it deep, and that is going to be returned by number 4, Andre Jackson, as he is stopped just at the 21, and we're going to get to see the Deer Park offense make their way onto the field. So it looked to be about a 8-yard return from Deer Park.
And this is the first time tonight we will see this Woodlands defense. Now, obviously, as we mentioned at the start, we have some key players here, Parker Stewart, Cole Carlin, and they have been great. They started out last week with a couple interceptions against the Cinco Ranch team. And let's see what they do tonight against this Deer Park Deer team.
So the snap for Deer Park, it is a quick pass play action looking for number 2, Trey Martinez, who is also one of the return guys for the team. That is a 9-yard reception by Martinez, and Keiselhorst getting his first pass of the game as a completion. Deer Park lining up with 4 wide receivers as a man does go in motion. Kaiserhorst, it's a quarterback keeper up the middle, and he is met by a pack of Highlanders as he stops short, taking the hit. That was number 95, Jairee Jefferson, leading the tackle, leading the Highlanders. So that's going to be the first down of the game. It is going to be a 1st and 10, ball at the 35 for the Deer.
A little bit of play action. Oh, he drops the
There's
snap.
a fumble back as he just dumps it off, making quick decisions in the backfield from Kaiserhorst.
And number 2 will run it to the sideline. There is now 10:44 left in the first quarter.
Being a 2nd and 2 for the Deer. Kaiserhorst in the gun. Jackson gets the handoff.
And it looks like he is met by a host of Highlanders on about the 45-yard line near the apple.
Actually, that is Wyatt Lay who gets the carry as he makes his way back to the sideline. Just short of the first down marker. It's going to be a 3rd and 1 as the Deer are moving to midfield now, trying to get into Highlander territory. Kaiserhorst in the gun, 2 wide receivers on the far side. There is the first penalty of the game. We do have ourselves a flag. It looks to be a false start. It's going to push them back 5.
I believe that is the first yellow of the game.
That is.
And that will bring the Deer Park Deer back 5 yards.
So with this 3rd and 6, Deer Park are on their own 39. Just 10 minutes left in the first. Jackson, actually Martinez in motion. Settle with the reception, and they say he is just short. Maybe they're going to give him the first down.
He was stopped by number 97, Derek Harrell, the senior.
Deer Park does move the chains. Kaiserhorst actually was able to get the first down, meeting Talon Settle. And the offense is lining back up. 2 wide receivers on the near side. Number 24, Jack, the tight end, Jack Pardons, goes in motion as it is a handoff in the backfield. And that was number 2, Trey Martinez. And they're just short of the first down marker. It's going to bring up 2nd and 3 as they are now officially in Highlander territory at midfield. The Deer Park offense goes empty, so they have a bit of a wildcat offense. Kaiserhorst gets the pitch back, looks downfield in the middle of the field, and just overthrows his receiver. That was Martinez. Yet again, we're going to probably be calling his number quite a bit tonight. There were 2 Highlanders, actually 3, that were in on the coverage. Martinez had maybe 1 or 2 steps past the Highlanders, but they were blanketing him pretty good out there. So it is now 3rd and 3 after the trick play was unsuccessful for Deer Park. See if this Highlander defense can make a stop here as they have 3 down linemen, and it looks like a linebacker is going to be in on the blitz. There's another flag with a play action as it is a check down, and that was number 8, Aaron Schroeder, Andon Schroeder, with the reception. Waiting for Mr. Referee White Hat to let us know what the flag was. I'm thinking it was some false movement. That'll push him back another 5.
So illegal formation on the offense. That will bring them back to.
It's going to push him back another 5 yards, so it's now going to be a 3rd and 8. And the Highlanders showing blitz. 3 down linemen. So that's number 5. Drew Honeyman, the senior linebacker, was showing some blitz. But now he gets back in Gets back in line. Plenty of time. Oh, an
Oh.
incomplete pass. Number 3. Kason Bartolozzi was in on the coverage. And that's going to be a 4th and 8, as it looks to be the punt team is coming out for Deer Park.
And back to return that punt will be number 3, Kason Bartolozzi.
Bartolozzi is lining up over at the 18 on the far side hash. So Adam White punts it off. Bartolozzi signals for the fair catch. And now we're going to see the Highlander offense starting this second drive of theirs at the 16, at their own 16. What'd you think about that defensive stop by the Highlanders, Peyton?
That was a great start for the defense to this game. They were able to stop Deer Park in their tracks and able to set the ball in their position and in their play early so they could hopefully come back on offense and get some yards here. But we will see as this game goes on and as this quarter goes on with 8 minutes and 18 seconds left in the first quarter, we will see what the Highlanders plan to do moving downfield this drive.
Offense lining up.
It looks like it's a handoff.
So Dalton feeds the rock over to number 22, Lincoln Halsey, the junior running back for your Highlanders, as he gets maybe 3 on the carry. They're saying that it's 2nd and 8 as the Highlanders are lining up. A couple receivers making some substitutions. Well, Highlanders are going to go empty with a 5 wide receiver set. 3 lined up on the far side, 2 on the near side. Ball on the left hash as the Highlanders are attacking towards the north end zone, trying to get into the north end zone. Dalton, plenty of time in the backfield, throws it up high, and it is caught by number 2, Shane Walker, right in the seams.
For a Highlander first down. What a throw by Dalton there. Caught Walker way downfield with perfect enough time to throw to make him.
That was a 44-yard reception with Walker as they are now back in Deer Park territory. Dalton decides to do a quarterback keeper with a delayed keeper. He gets maybe 9. See where the umpire spots the ball. I'm saying that he probably got 10. Looks like they're going to go ahead and move the chain, so that is a Highlander first down. That is their second first down of the game, especially after the first drive of the game for the Highlanders was 1 play, 1 touchdown.
And that was a crazy, crazy start to this game, Jackson.
Exactly. Recovering the kickoff and then just attacking in the middle of the field with the first touchdown reception to Bolander for the night.
Here's Dalton with the snap.
So Bolander gets the handoff.
And it looks like he will be out of bounds.
So he tried to turn the corner and he gets pushed out of bounds. Say he gets pushed out just before the first down marker. They're going to say it's a 9-yard rush from Bolander.
And there is some laundry on the field. Let's see what this is about.
Good catch, good catch. I do see that. It was right over by the 27-yard line, close to the visiting sideline.
And it looks like a holding penalty will pull the Highlanders back about 10 yards here. So it was a great play, but that penalty did cost them there.
So now it is going to be a first and 19 for the Highlanders. Ball is on the Deer Park 38 as they are lining up. And it looks like they're going to have Halsey in the backfield next to Dalton as they give it to Halsey as he tries to find himself a crease and just gets tackled maybe at the line of scrimmage. Halsey brought down, so it's going to be a 2nd and 18 with just halfway through the first quarter. Making some substitutions. We have ourselves a new back in the backfield next to Dalton. As they're getting new play call from the sideline. Thing about a lot of spread offenses, you do have a lot of the play calling happen right at the line. You don't get that many huddles anymore. So swing pass over there.
And it looks like he will be brought down roughly about where the line of scrimmage was for that play.
So Walker on the reception gets a yard. So it's going to be a 3rd and long, 3rd and 17. So the penalty keeps them back. I know that Starzyk does have a leg. I don't know if he can kick from that far, but we'll see what this offense has in store if they do not convert this 3rd down. Play action pass for Dalton as he's getting a lot of pressure as he just overthrows his man. That was number 2 Shane Walker, who they were looking to. And I do see Starzyk on the sideline.
Looks like Starzyk is coming into the game. Let's see what this Woodlands offense is trying to do here. Looks like they will have Starzyk line up on the far side as a receiver.
So they are actually going to punt this one. It was going to be close to a 50-yard field goal, maybe a little bit over 50, but instead Woodlands is going to punt. Starzyk has himself a leg. Not a lot of hang time, but with the fair catch, Deer Park is going to start this next drive of theirs at their own 10. They're going to be pinned back really deep, so they have 90 yards to get to the Woodlands end zone. So the penalty hinders the Highlanders to make their way to the Deer Park end zone, but they're still leading right now with 4:42 remaining in the first quarter, 7-0. As Keiselhorst lines up, they hand it off, being pinned back that deep.
Brought down in the backfield by a bunch of Highlanders there.
So that looked to be Wyatt Lay, number 34, the senior tailback, as he is still on the field. So just a yard on the carry. It's going to be a 2nd and 9. Ball on the 11. Lay moving around in the backfield as he lines up. So it looks like they're going to go empty. So it looks to be an empty set for the Deer. Looking to the far sideline.
Brought down by number 7, Cole Miller, the senior.
So that was Andon Schroeder. Looked to be Andon Schroeder on the reception for the Deer. And it's going to be a 3rd and 4. We saw that this Highlander defense was able to cause a 3 and out. See if they can try to get another stop here on 3rd down again. They are bringing the blitz as a play action is a check down and just a little dancing on the sideline. I think that was number 2, Trey Martinez, yet again, and he gets the first down for Deer Park. Just shy, just a little bit past the line, and it's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Deer.
With 3.5 minutes left in this first quarter, we will see what the Highlander defense is going to do here. Again, they had 3 and out on their last drive, and let's see what they're going to do on this drive.
So 1st and 10, they're going to pitch it. Looks to be stopped in the backfield. So big stop by the Highlanders to draw up 2nd down. That was number 33, Christopher Brown, the junior running back for Deer Park.
He was brought down by number 97, Derek Harrell, the senior.
So Woodlands usually just having the 3 down linemen and having faith in their linebacking core that they're able to put a lot of pressure. Just a nice front 7 that the Highlanders have always been able to produce. As Martinez goes in motion into the backfield, it's a play action. Looks to be an RPO. Keiselhorst keeps it, and he's tackled by 2 Highlanders. I think that was number 8, Zach Wardle, one of the main tacklers on that play. And they're going to give him another first down. They're going to be chomping at the bit just to make their way for those 90 yards. And the Woodlands is going to make this Deer offense work for it with just 2 minutes, close to 2 minutes remaining here in the first quarter. Fresh set of downs, 1st and 10, 3 receivers. Martinez in motion yet again.
Looks like a handoff up the middle.
They give it to Wyatt Lay. And he's just a big old scrum right there at the 34. Looks to be a 2nd and maybe 6. They're going to say 2nd and 7 as the offense comes out of the huddle, lining up. They have themselves a 4 wide receiver personnel, actually tied in as they give it to Lay again, but we do see another
there is some
flag
laundry
on the
field.
So Wyatt Lay gets tackled at the line. Could potentially be another penalty with their formation or even a false start. They've already had one of those penalties tonight.
And let's see what Mr. White has to say about that play. And looks like it will be another formation penalty on the Deer. It is declined.
The Highlanders are going to go ahead and decline it. It's going to be now a 3rd and 7. Obviously, Coach Rapp having high confidence in his defense to make a stop here, especially with this close game, just only 1 possession scoring difference in the first quarter. Woodlands lining up with their 3 down linemen. Kaiselhorst gets the pass as he rolls left, looks downfield, throws downfield, and he finds Martinez as he gets it, and he looks to be just shy. They're going to say that he did cross the plane.
So it is a touchdown for Deer Park. With 55 seconds remaining in this first quarter.
So that was a 66-yard reception from Trey Martinez. We're going to see the special teams make their way on the field as they're lining up. They start over at their sideline and then line up for the extra point. Place kicker is number 17, Xavier Hurato. Good snap, good hold, good kick. They split the upright, so it is now tied 7-all here at Woodforest Bank Stadium with just 55 seconds remaining in the first quarter. Payton.
Man, what a crazy start to this game. We had the Woodlands offense start off with 2 plays to score, and then now Deer Park making their way down the field to score. What a crazy game this is.
Just Trey Martinez getting 66 yards, just getting a couple steps in front of Bartolozzi. Woodlands doing that man defense. It's an unfortunate series of events, but all you have to do is just shake it off. It's pretty much it's all even here, and you have faith in your offense to go out there. You have confidence enough in your offense to actually go out there and make a big play, try to get this lead back before halftime. We still have plenty of time left in this game as the return team, this is the first time we're going to get to see the return team tonight. Back to return is going to be Parker Stewart and Shane Walker. They're back lining up at the actual goal line.
Lining the ball on the tee at the Deer Park 40-yard line.
So Hurtado teeing it up. We do see that the wind has been picking up tonight with those flags just waving in the south end zone by the scoreboard. And the ball's teed up right in the middle.
And the kickoff.
And the kick is sent to the goal line. And Walker's going to start it off as he's running in between the seams, and he finds himself an open lane, and he's at their own 40. He beats another man. He's at the 40. He's at the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5. It is a touchdown. Over 100-yard return by Shane Walker. Special teams scoring.
Wow.
Offense scoring. 100-yard, 101-yard return. As you can see here on the replay, let's just go ahead and start it. We'll see the replay following the extra point attempt, but that is a 101-yard return.
Wow.
For Shane Walker.
What a start to this game.
Starzyk See how far he kicks it this time.
And he kicks it
He
into
hits the glass.
balcony.
That was a dart from Starzyk. As he hits the glass, we need to get ourselves a net over there. So the offense is going to have themselves a little bit more of a breather on the sideline. And here's the replay as you see Deer Park kicking it off. It was a nice deep kick into the end zone. It's getting returned by Walker as he follows his blockers, finds himself an easy lane towards the home sideline, and beats a man as he was diving at him. And he continues to go with it, saying, not today, this is mine. I'm going to score this touchdown. We're going to get this lead back. Walker, 101 yards with the return.
And it is now Woodlands 14, Deer Park 7. Going into this Woodlands kickoff by Starzyk. There's 41 seconds left in this first quarter.
So it's our second lead change of the game. And it's always been the Woodlands on the lead change as Starzyk's ready to kick it off. This is the third kickoff from, the third kickoff from the Woodlands tonight. As Starzyk kicks it deep, and it goes out of bounds. So we are going to have the Woodlands' first penalty of the night. And that was going to be Schroeder, who's going to return it if it actually was in play. And as we might see them start over at their own 35. Ball's getting placed at the 30-yard line. My apologies.
Well, if you're Coach Rapp going into the end of this first quarter, you have some faith in your defense here, as even though they have let off one touchdown, that they are able to stop and get some yards here.
Keiselhorst gets the snap as he gives it to Lay yet again. The Deer trying to establish a little bit of a ground game, as it's just been mildly successful. A lot of their big plays have come from passing the ball down the field, especially that 66-yard touchdown from reception from Martinez. This is going to be 2nd and 9. And actually, that's not Martinez. Schroeder with a jet sweep. And he gets the first down, and he is tackled by the Highlanders. Looks to be number 44, Cole Carlin, the junior linebacker, in on the tackle.
And that is the end of the first quarter. Woodlands 14, Deer Park 7.
Looks like they don't have to really go too far downfield as they're going to swap sides, as you were just saying, Peyton. It is now the end of the first quarter. We have 12 minutes remaining in the half. So in the first quarter, we have 3 touchdowns. We had the Bolander second play technically of the game, the 28-yard touchdown reception. Then the second drive by Deer Park, able up to get some clock chewed up, and then getting the 66-yard touchdown reception from Martinez. And not only that, they started at their own 90. They had to go 90 yards. So obviously they were putting up a lot of yards right there to get into the end zone. And then after they scored, they kick it off. And Shane Walker said, nuh-uh, not today. I'm going to take this myself. I'm making a house call, reservations for 6, and we're going to take this lead back. It's 14-7 as the teams are making their way back on the field.
And it looks like there's some clouds rolling into
just
Wood
a little
Forest.
bit of an overcast, just a little overcast that we can see. It's still headed down south. I think the weather's trying to make its way to Houston. We don't need that here at the bank tonight. We've had pretty good weather, especially with the high snap, and it's going to be a trick play as it is fumbled, and it's pitched back. It's a little bit of a lateral. Finds a man, almost intercepted, but it is caught. That was number 43, tight end, Trace Calhoun. So the trick play from Deer Park, it was a handoff, then then a reverse, then a pitch back lateral, but there was a fumble in the exchange. And Deer Park just able to execute. I know that it was Bartolozzi. He had eyes on the ball, just jumped a little early trying to get the interception. But it's now a 1st and 10 in Highlander territory as another high snap as they do decide to keep it. Kaiser Horse overthrows, but it is going to be an incomplete pass. That was Parker Stewart in on the coverage. I'm getting a little bamboozled up here by how fast that Deer Park offense was moving downfield. I had to get my bearings for a quick second. And for those of you who are watching with us, we do apologize for some slight technical difficulties. If you do see some glitching, we do apologize. We're in the process of getting that. We have a great team here as it is another handoff up the middle. I believe that it was given to number 33, Christopher Brown from Kaiselhorst. And it's going to be third down. It's a 3rd and 7 as the Deer Park Deer are in the red zone. Couple big plays from Deer Park as they're knocking on the door, lining up with 4 wide receivers. Kaiserhorst, 2-step drop, decides to keep it, doesn't see anybody with his vision as he gets tackled just short. So I say that was a 3-yard run. I don't know if that was a design play or just great coverage by the Woodlands that the first read wasn't there and Kaiserhorst decided to keep it.
And he was stopped by number 44, Cole Carlin, the junior linebacker on the play.
Deer Park is going to go for it on 4th down, trying to tie it back up. Play clock is now at 15 as they're getting a play from the sideline, maybe trying to draw some encroachment since it's a 4th and 4. They might, as it's winding down, it's at 5. They're probably going to take the timeout and then kick the field goal. Yep. Well, actually, I don't know what Deer Park is going to have in store. It is a 4th and 4, but we do see the special teams talking to the special teams coach as they're bringing the offense back on, as they all group over there. Peyton, we've been seeing a lot of exciting plays so far this evening, and it's only into the second quarter.
Yeah, this is wild tonight. This has just been an outstanding battle between both teams. Both offenses have been striking early in this game, but we still have a lot of football. There's still a second half that is yet to be played, and we are ready to see what both teams have in store tonight.
Yeah. I know that right now it's about 20 seconds remaining here on the timeout. Unfortunately, we don't have any ads to play for you right now. We're not, legit. We are a legit broadcast. I will say we are a very good legit broadcast. We have great staff here. But, we don't have ad time like those big networks that you see on basic cable, satellite, whatever you have that you watch your sports in on. But the Woodlands defense is back on the field trying to see it looks like they are going to go ahead and bring the kicking team out. So number 18, Maddox Schultz. And now, he's going to be the placeholder. Xavier Hurtado back to kick.
And
it is no good. It was wide.
I for sure thought that was going to go in the way it was landing. Again, this Woodlands defense here with a great stop tonight. They've had a couple of great stops against this Deer Park offense, but now it is time for the Woodlands Highlander offense to take over with 9:56 left in the half. We will see what they have planned for this drive.
Yeah, I would say that this Woodlands offense is nice and well rested. You got to talk about how great the conditioning is for this defense they were on the field a lot. They've been on the field a lot for this game as the Highlander offense has a split back formation, 3 wide receivers on the near side, and they're going to give the rock as they're feeding it to Cody Jordan. As he tries to turn the corner, he gets maybe 3 on that carry. So some positive yardage. I know that last week the Highlander offense they didn't really have to throw the ball that much. I know I mentioned that Dalton threw the ball 12 times, had 10 completions. The Woodlands actually ran the ball quite a bit last week. They had over 200 yards on the ground compared to the 170-plus in the air, as Dalton is in the gun right now. Man goes in motion. Two-step drop right in the middle of the field, just out of the hands. I think that was 88.
Logan Sunis.
I think that was 88. Yeah. So those numbers, they're a little bunched. A lot of these players have these bunched numbers, trying to see if it was 88 or 86.
Well, the Woodlands lining up with 2 receivers on both sides.
So
and the blitz
big
coming.
third down. As the pocket collapses on Dalton, he actually is able to get himself the first down and go out of bounds on the visiting sideline. They're going to say that he was out over at the 35. Woodlands able to keep this drive alive as they move the chains, and is now going to be a fresh set of downs. Just 9-11 left in regulation. Ball on their own 35.
And that was a great read of the defense by Dalton there, moving out of that pocket as it collapsed.
Able to find and hear those footsteps and being very well protected by this front offensive line for the Woodlands. And Jordan switches sides. He's going to be to the left of Dalton and look to be an RPO play action fake, but it's going to be another keeper for Dalton as he gets himself maybe 7 or 8. As it was running in between the guard and tackle.
And it'll be 2nd and 3.
It was the 2nd and 3 here. Ball on their own 42. Getting close to midfield. They're lined up on the far hash, the left hash, as they're moving
Looks like
to the south end zone. As the team goes empty, and it's going to be met at the line of scrimmage. Actually, it's going to be a loss, so that could be considered a sack, even though it's going to be a quarterback keeper with a design run. So it's now 3rd and 5. Seeing what the Woodlands are going to call, making some substitutions. I see number 11, Cad Outlaw, make his way onto the field. And probably Cody Jordan still going to be in the backfield. Number 82, Michael Garcia, the lone receiver, on the far sideline. Play action pass. Dalton rolls left. Throws middle downfield. Looked like there was a little bit of a bump, but they're going to say that they were playing pretty clean on that as he was looking for Jackson Bolender.
And it looks like there is some laundry on the field.
So they did throw the flag late. Oh, it was more closer to the line of scrimmage. I see. Let's wait to see what they have to say. So an illegal receiver down, illegible receiver down the field. Ineligible receiver. Wow, that's a mouthful. But anyways, Highlanders are going to be punting it off here on 4th. Actually, I don't know. I do see that Cad Outlaw is lined up out there. Nope, there's Starzik. I see him back to punt. The way that they line it up, they're fooling me a little bit tonight. As the Woodlands are still leading right now 14-7 with just 7:47 left in the half. It's a nice, high, booming kick. And it looks like it's going to be a returnable kick by Deer Park.
And he will be taken down around the 10-yard line.
So Trey Martinez was trying to get close to that sideline as much as he could, trying to turn the corner. And the Highlanders were having really, really good coverage. So that's another punt by Starzik that pins Deer Park down deep in their own territory. So that they have 88 yards to go. The last time that they were this far back, they were successful in tying it up. Hopefully the Highlander defense is able to make another big stop before the half.
And we see they're running a 3-man front on the line here.
Kaiselhorst with the snap. Delayed handoff, gives it to Lay. as he's just moving his way, kind of dancing a little bit as he gets positive yardage. Is able to run in between the guard and tackle.
And he was brought down by number 44, Cole Carlin.
So it's going to be a 2nd and 2 now. Ball on the 20. 80 yards for the Deer Park Deer to get into the end zone. Player goes in motion. Another snap. Looked like it was going to be a pitch, but instead it was a little bit of a trick play again as Andon Schroeder gets the reception, and it's going to be 3rd and short, say 3rd and 1.
It's brought down by a host of Highlanders there on the yard of scrimmage.
So big 3rd down here. The Deer looking to get the first down as they give the handoff, and it's a successful run. And instead, that was number 37. No, that was number 34, Wyatt Lay. As Deer Park gets another first down, it is now 1st and 10 at their own 26. Kaiselhorst throws downfield looking for Martinez again. There were 2 Highlanders in there on the coverage. That was Bartolozzi and also James Cantaloupe. So Kaiselhorst, he has a pretty good relationship, if you look, with number 2, Trey Martinez. Obviously the 66-yard reception earlier, but that's what you want to have in your number 1 receiver. You want to have that good rapport, and he's always looking for his man when he's looking downfield. As Kaiselhorst decides to get it a keeper, and he's just brought down. There's a huge scrum.
Looks like a dog pile on the field around the 25-yard line.
So now it's going to be a 3rd and let's say 9 where they're spotting the ball. So less than 6 minutes remaining here in the half before halftime. Highlanders showing blitz. Going to Kaiselhorst. There's a screen pass to Lay as he has plenty of space. He gets the first down.
So
he's brought down at the 40, maybe the 39. Going to wait for the umpire to spot the ball. Yeah, it's going to be at the 40. So it's a 1st and 10. Just 5 minutes remaining here in the half. The Deer Park Deer are putting in some work just to get 88 yards downfield. They're about halfway. As Kaiselhorst gets the handoff, as it's a wide open hole just up the middle, and it looks like he has plenty of space. Almost a strip.
He is brought down by number 7, Cole Miller.
So number 33, Christopher Brown, able to just extend and churn his way. He gets tackled in the red zone.
Looks like right now this Deer Park Deer offense is stampeding down the field, but we will see what this Highlander defense can do tonight.
I see what you did there. So it's now 1st and 10 at the Highlander 14. Kaiselhorst hands it off yet again and looks to be Lay, but that is tackle from Drew Honeyman. I know that this Highlander defense has been on the field a lot tonight. And I know we mentioned a little bit earlier, it's all about conditioning, especially going into the offseason, how well you train, how much you're actually putting into the weight room, making sure that you are nice, staying fresh, especially these hot summers when you're out there. I know they don't do too many two-a-days anymore as they have the 3 down linemen. It's another handoff to Kaiselhorst as he looks downfield, and he's going to decide to keep it as he gets wrapped up. I'd say he's just at the 5-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and inches.
It was brought down by number 3, Kason Bartolozzi on that play.
We've been saying Bartolozzi's name quite a bit tonight. The junior defensive back is making a name for himself for this Highlander defense. So 3rd and 1. They're tight formation lined up, kind of a goal line set. I know it's a little bit of a pistol style offense. They have 2 backs lined up as they give it to the running back. That looked like it was to Brown, but he was stumbling, but he did get positive yardage. But he stumbled, looked like he might have tripped on his own self. But they do get the first down, so it's now going to be a 1st and goal at the 2. I do see that it is Christopher Brown in the backfield. So the handoff, the feed to Brown as he dances to the outside, and he's able to get in on a 2-yard touchdown run. I guess anytime that the Deer Park Deer had to go in a big yardage situation starting so far back, they've been successful. 88 yards, now 90 yards. Able to chew up quite a bit of clock because there's only 2:26 remaining in the half. Hopefully this Highlander offense can come back and retake their lead.
And
the extra point is good by Hurtado. So following the 88-yard drive, the 2-yard touchdown run from Christopher Brown, the Deer Park Deer are able to tie it up 14-all here at the bank. All right, Peyton. It's kind of quieted down just a little bit on the home sideline. I'm not really thinking anything too bad because we know that this offense from the Highlanders is easy enough to get downfield and score very quick.
And they have done that tonight, indeed. Well, the return team coming out way deep down on the 5-yard line will be number 0, Parker Stewart, and number 2, Shane Walker.
And I don't think they're going to want to kick it to Walker yet again because he did just have a 101-yard return earlier in the game that gave the Woodlands their lead back. Obviously, they might do themselves a little pooch kick, but I do see Walker kind of moving up. He is communicating. I think he was communicating with Bartolozzi, letting him know.
And it looks like that first line of the receiving team is playing pretty close to the football here. Let's see what happens tonight.
So it is themselves getting a little pooch kick.
Fumble.
So that was number 83 who did come up with it, Johnny Bolander. He did return it, but the big hit caused the fumble, and Deer Park with the return and with a fumble recovery. We're going to see the Deer Park Deer. They're going to come back following the fumble recovery as the first turnover of the night. So it could have been potentially a penalty, but after further review from the referee team, they did say that he had plenty of time to return and go with it. So, yeah, it's going to be a 1st and 10 in Highlander territory for the Deer Park Deer. So this offense was just on the field and was able to get a 2-yard touchdown rush. And another little bit of a trick play, but it is now intercepted by the Highlanders. That is number 0, Parker Stewart, going downfield. He's at the 50, untouched. He's at the 30, pushed out of bounds. So following the fumble, Parker Stewart, plenty of time and vision, just a ball hawk in the secondary, able to get the ball back for his team.
And that was just the spark that the Highlanders needed before this half, hoping to regain their lead here.
We see the replay. It was a design trick play, running off his back foot, and then just Walker able to just time it perfectly, catch it, beating a defender, barely touch, and then pushed out of bounds. And it's going to be, you're right, just the way to bring a spark back on for the offense as Dalton is lining up. It's going to be 3 wide receivers set on the far sideline. Dalton with the keeper as he finds some room. He gets tackled just short of the first down marker. So that was a 9-yard rush. But yeah, Peyton, you're right. Just that spark is what the Highlanders needed following the fumble, following the turnover. So now the turnover battle is now 1-1. 1 fumble recovery, 1 interception. As it's going to be 2nd and 2 for the Highlanders. They got a split back setup. I do see that it is number 22, Lincoln Halsey, and I think it's number 1, Jackson Bolander, lined up. Needing to get the first down, just a minute and a half left. Play action. Dalton didn't find anybody, gets a slide to end the play, so it's another Highlander first down. Great vision over there by Dalton, just trying to, he's looking, he's finding his reads, but he knows that the secondary right now for Deer Park is blanketing these receivers, and he decided to keep it again and get that first down. Now, the Highlanders have all 3 of their timeouts if they need to stop the clock, as Dalton gets a snap as he's bootlegging. Almost, and it's just right over there to number 2, Shane Walker, just short of the goal line. So it's going to be a 1st and goal.
Man, the way this Highlander offense is moving right now, looks like they will hopefully regain their lead before this halftime.
So the clock under 1 minute here in the half. This up-tempo Highlander offense. 1st and goal. Man in motion. As they give it to Halsey, as he powers his way, we're going to wait for the line judge. They're saying that he's just short, so he only got a yard on the run. As the clock is under 30 seconds now, I think Highlanders are going to take their first timeout of the half with a 2nd and short.
Please reset the game clock to 31 seconds. 31 seconds.
So they're going to reset the game clock at 31 seconds. So 31 seconds for the Highlanders to get 1 yard. And don't forget, the Highlanders deferred. They're going to get the ball back in the start of the second half. So get the score, go back in there, take a breather, come back out, push it down the field again, make it a 2-possession, 14-point lead if that's what you can do. Right now, it's 14-14. It's been a fun game.
It has been for sure. And the Highlander offense in the red zone tonight has been great on all drives that they had. I mean, we've seen it at the start of this game with that amazing touchdown they had to start off the game.
Yeah, there was the 28-yard touchdown reception from Bolander.
And now they're in the red zone again. It is 2nd and 1 with about 31 seconds left in the half.
You can see that the entire fan, the student section, they're all standing, cheering on their home team. And the good guys in green are lining up. So Dalton lined up with Jackson Bolander in the backfield. As they give it to Bolander, as he's able to find his way through, as he's in for the score for his 2nd touchdown of the game. Woodlands reclaims the lead with the 1-yard touchdown rush for Bolander. 1 reception touchdown, 1 rushing touchdown. In the air, on the ground, this guy, he can do it all.
Man, what a handoff that was. And the Woodlands reclaim their lead now.
Pending the extra point from Starzyk. We've seen that the kid has been perfect. The senior.
And the kick. And the kick
Starzyk,
is good.
With Scott Starzyk, the senior, he's pretty much perfect. The Iowa commit. So there was a penalty from Deer Park, but the Woodlands decided to decline it. But yeah,
Going into the half now with 26 seconds left, it is Woodlands 21, Deer Park 14.
I do see the ROTC in the south end zone doing their push-ups. I guess every single time the Woodlands scores, the ROTC does push-ups for the points.
That is true. They will do that. There's another tradition they do, as well as the student section. If you see it, you can see on your screen now, they have a big drum down there that they will beat every time that the Woodlands scores a touchdown.
Now, do they beat the drum like with 20? Like this time it was 21, so they beat the drum 21 times.
They will indeed, yes.
Oh, wow.
And it is tiresome for the mascots. As you can kind of see, they will eventually like get out of breath and stuff. But it is a lot of fun for the student section to get involved and just for the fans to enjoy the time here at Wood Forest Bank Stadium with the football games.
Well, the Highlanders, they've made it to the postseason since 1994. They've never missed the playoffs, and that's quite a successful run. And, you know, that's what's so great about the Woodlands having the back of their football team as Starzyk kicks it off, and it's going to be a touchback. So he kicks it out of the end zone. I think that was number 4, Andre Jackson. He's just pretty much calling poison. He's letting the guys know, hey, we don't need anybody to come near this ball. We're just going to go ahead and start at the 25 with this next series. But back to what I was saying, just it's great that you have a community that backs your team as well as the Woodlands does. Everyone's involved. You're here. It's Friday night. You could be at the movies. You could be at the skating rink. I don't know if there's still a skating rink open. It's going to age me, and I'm not going to say my age on air, but it just, you would rather be here on a Friday night supporting your hometown team.
And with the weather tonight, how it's been mildly breezy outside.
Oh yeah, the wind is still going. It's in the high mid 70s right now. I'm sure it's a little bit warmer down on the turf because of the humidity, as it's another handoff. Looks like Deer Park's just gonna just keep holding onto the ball, as you know, we're 15 seconds going into the half. I'm sure that they're just going to go ahead and make their way to the sideline unless they want to have one big play. I know that Deer Park does have 2 timeouts remaining. And it looks like from the Deer Park sideline, they're already moseying their way to the locker room. Well, that does it for the first half here at Wood Forest Bank Stadium. The Woodlands reclaiming the lead just 30 seconds into the half, 21-14 over the Deer Park Deer. And Peyton, we're going to take ourselves a break. We're going to mute ourselves because we want to give respect to both schools as they have their band and drill team make their way to the field and perform, because I know UIL competition is big here, and this is them getting their reps. They want to get their reps, but I know that you being a former Woodlands student, let me know a little bit about this Woodlands band and the High Steppers. Yeah,
this Woodlands band has been incredible in their last couple competitions. In the last 4 years, they have placed in the top 5 in the Grand Nationals Bands of America competition twice. They were in 2021, they placed 4th.
That's amazing.
And in 2023, when I was a senior, they placed 5th. So that is a big, huge accomplishment for this Woodlands band, because not many bands make it to the top 10 at Grand Nationals competition.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Woodlands High School is proud to present the award-winning Woodlands High School Marching Band and High Steppers. Tonight, the band will be performing a portion of their concert show, Fantasia on Fenchman Street. The band members wearing white sashes are our seniors. Please give them a big round of applause to celebrate their years of hard work and success. The band is under the field direction of drum major team Emily Ritchie, Amara Lewis, Fernando Perez, and Elizabeth Salinas. Percussion captains Camden Clark, Blake Eaton, Miles Estrada, Sophia Reyes, Justin Teal, and Alex Torres. Guard captains Olivia Thomas, Sarah Davis, and Avery Warren. This year's band president is Avery Sullivan. The co-vice presidents are Lucas Clark and Felipe Peraza-Reyes. Ladies and gentlemen, the Woodlands High School Marching Band. And now presenting the Woodlands High School High Steppers. The 2024-2025 High Stepper officers are Major Grace Bernard, Captains Judith Chapman, Madison Sorenciani, Lauren Gentry, Denise Harris, and Arthur Oakley. Lieutenants Alana Ball Lyons, Elle Hewlett, Alexandra Eisenbarger, Martin Reese, and Kate Tolliver. Tonight, the High Steppers will be performing upon routine team. I'm still standing. Ladies and gentlemen, the 2024-2025 Woodlands High School High Steppers. to support Highlander football. Ladies and gentlemen, the Woodlands High School Marching Band and High Steppers. The Woodlands Band would like to wish the Deer Park Band all the best in their upcoming competition season.
Welcome back, everybody. I hope you enjoyed that halftime show. I know that Peyton was up here. He was locked in, being a former Woodlands. You were part of the band, right?
Yeah, I was. I was in the front ensemble that is on the closest sideline to the stadium. And, yeah, I played there for 4 years, and I've enjoyed every single last second of it.
With all those fun facts you're giving us, I thought that you just were that much of a diehard fan of your alma mater. But no, there's a reason why we know you knew as much as you did.
Yeah.
And we're grateful for that. It's great seeing the high steppers doing their routine. It's great seeing the band getting ready for UIL competition. And I see that some of the players are back out of the locker rooms. Both teams are out of the locker rooms, so they are now, doing a little calisthenics, getting re-warmed up, stretching their legs. I know that you're probably sitting there for all that time. You want to make sure that you're nice and limber. But I hope they all had themselves a nice little siesta. But I want to go ahead and bring you up to date on a few things happening in our district. I know that last night the Oak Ridge War Eagles hosted the Houston Stratford Spartans, and they did lose, so now they are 0-2 on the season in non-district play. The Wildcats were on the road in Klein Collins, and they got another victory, so they are now still undefeated with their 40-7 victory. Right now, I know that we do have the Cleveland Indians in the half. They are trailing the New Caney West Fort Gators 14-0. Oh, and I forgot to mention that the Grand Oaks Grizzlies, they're undefeated on the year. They actually won last night against the Waller Bulldogs. They actually played at Moorhead whenever Grand Oaks typically plays here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. But since we have a lot of schools needing some time here in the district, Grand Oaks was happy enough to move on down the road over in Moorhead and get to play over there. And I know that as the second half is about to start, the Conroe Tigers are leading the Hastings Bears just 7-3, so that's a very close score game. And just north of us over at Moorhead tonight, the Caney Creek Panthers are hosting the Montgomery Bears, and the Montgomery Bears are leading favorably 37-14.
That sounds like a game over there for sure.
For sure. You want to see a lot of points on the board. Obviously, you want the home team to go home with a W. And the College Park Cavaliers, they're going to play tomorrow against the Klein Cain Hurricanes, and the New Caney Eagles are going to play tomorrow again, and they're going to be at home at Randall Reed Stadium hosting the Cypress Ranch Mustangs. But that's a little bit what's going on in the district. Everybody who won last week are looking to keep their undefeated season alive. Tigers won last week, trying to stay undefeated. Wildcats, they are undefeated. The Cavs won last week. They're looking to try to stay undefeated. And your Woodlands Highlanders here tonight, leading 21-14. Don't think that we didn't forget about the Highlanders. We know that the Highlanders are the home team, and they're leading right now 21-14. As you can see on the little score bug. Go ahead, Peyton.
They did have a big win last week against Cinco Ranch. They won 49-22 away at Cinco Ranch. So hopefully the Woodlands will keep their undefeated season as tonight and the game progresses.
Now, the players, they go back to the Stone of Destiny after coming back out of the locker room, so they will all get to touch the Stone of Destiny. I know that it's about 2 minutes once play resumes here at Woodforest Bank Stadium, and a couple of highlights that we want to focus in on before play resumes, and the Highlanders are actually going to get to return the ball in the second half. 3 touchdowns from the Highlanders tonight. 2 came from number 1, Jackson Bolender, the senior. He had himself a 28-yard touchdown reception, and he had himself a 1-yard touchdown rush right in the red zone right before the half expired. And then there was the big 100-plus yard kickoff return by Shane Walker. It's kind of like a Devin Hester thing. You don't want to kick to him. The man has some wheels and was able to get to the home sideline and just hug it all the way into the end zone untouched. And if you want to see that, I know by the end of tonight's game we are going to have those highlights, and you're going to get to see it as Deer Park is running back on the field. Now, on the opposing side, Deer Park had himself 2 touchdowns. It was kind of, Woodlands taking their lead back. Woodlands have held all the leads this evening as they're running back out through their inflatable, as they're making their way through. What would you call that?
I call that a tarp.
You call it a tarp? Yeah, I forget what you would call these signs.
Yeah. They unfortunately did not bring the big Highlander tonight, which is, as a part fan but also commentator tonight, does kind of disappoint me a little bit because I do love that Highlander.
It's okay. You don't need to intimidate the opposing sideline since they didn't have an inflatable. We're being humble here at the bank. But for the Deer Park Deer, now we do know that there was a 66-yard reception from Trey Martinez. So the senior quarterback, Landon Keiselhorst, was able to find his favorite target. And then also there was a 2-yard touchdown rush. And I believe that was number 33, Christopher Brown. That was a red zone score. It was a goal line stand. And any time that we've seen Deer Park start from their own 20-22, they've actually been able to move their way down the field and score. Actually, they first started at the 12 whenever they had that early punt return. So they went 88 yards, and then they had to go 90 yards. So it was mostly starting from the 10, not even from inside the 20. We know that this Deer Park offense, you give them enough time, they're going to work their way down the field. They're not trying to go up-tempo. They will get to the line and move pretty quick, but they're confident enough in the offense that they're able to make their way downfield. But there's also a little bit of a turnover game. You remember those turnovers from earlier in the game?
Oh, yeah. It was 1-1 on turnover games from both teams tonight, and it's been insane from the first half just what both teams have been able to do tonight. And we will see as Deer Park is getting ready to kick off to number 2, Shane Walker, and number 0, Parker Stewart in the end zone to see what is going on tonight.
So we have ourselves another pooch kick, and it's going to be a fair catch. I know that is number 83, Johnny Bolender, who actually did fumble on the last kickoff return from the Highlanders earlier, and then just not too long after that, there was the big interception by Parker Stewart. So it was kind of maybe in between two plays. Highlanders lost the ball, but they were able to get it right back and able to get that score right before the half as we see the Highlander offense make their way after being in the locker room, getting nice and refreshed to come back out here and start it off. Fresh set of downs at their own 30 as they are going to hand it off to Jackson Bolender.
And I can say tonight, from what we've seen in this first half, that Jack Dalton leading this Highlander offense to some amazing plays that we have seen in this first half.
Especially just the vision that he's had. Especially you're coming in as a quarterback and you're replacing Mabry Matoyer, who went off. He graduated last season. He's off playing in Wisconsin. I know we're all rooting for him, especially any of our players that here are the Woodlands that get to play the next level. You want to see them do good things, and it's a big shoes to fill, especially Dalton having himself a pretty good season so far. I know it's only just 2 games, but another handoff to Bolender as he is fighting for extra yardage. He is just turning those legs. Looks like he gets the first down, so it's going to be a fresh set of downs for the Highlanders as they are trying to make their way to midfield. Here comes the replay. Little counter play as they give it to Bolender as he's just fighting through some deer. It's hunting season for the Highlanders.
I would say it is. And we've seen too tonight from the Highlanders just what this offense can do.
So the quarterback keeper for Dalton on the 1st and 10 as he finds his way. He jukes a defender and gets tackled. It's just the ability that anyone with the ball that can stop short like that and pick up their pace and try to accelerate yet again. I know that he got stopped, but he was able to get a couple extra yards after that. Here we go with the replay. He gets it, breaks a tackle, stops short, and then able to just start getting his cadence right back. I know he only got a few steps, but that's just something that I'm in awe of, especially a lot of these athletes that can just stop and start on a dime.
And the snap, he pitches over to Bolender, who is going to run down the field, the 30, the 20, the 10, and touchdown Woodlands.
So that was a 44-yard jet sweep by Mr. Jackson Bolender. Great name. So that is his 3rd score of the night. That is his 2nd rushing touchdown of the night. So that's a 44-yard run with the little jet sweep, kind of a little shuffle pass into him. I don't know how we're going to score this, if it will be considered a rush or if it's going to be a pass. But, hey, we're going to pad those stats. It's positive yardage. It's a touchdown coming right out of the gates in the second half. Starzyk
with the kick and is good, and it lands on the roof again.
I wasn't paying too much attention if they retrieved that whenever they did finally retrieve that. And here comes the ROTC going into the south end zone, doing their push-ups.
From what I can see on the roof, I believe that the first kick landed near the ladder of the building, and it looks like it is not there anymore. So I believe someone did, but we do not have accurate information on that currently.
Yeah, we don't. We're concentrating what's on the field more than what's on that facility just next to us. It's just amazing to see how strong of a leg that Starzyk actually has, and I would like to see how far they would actually allow him to kick a field goal tonight. But at the same time, you want touchdowns instead of field goals. But Starzyk, he has himself a leg. If they are ever in that situation where they are going to need to kick a field goal, I know they have confidence, and they have full confidence in number 80. As Starzik is going back to, I say it's the left hash mark. He likes to favor that one. He doesn't like to kick from in between the hashes. He likes to go to that left hash as they are going to be defending the south end zone. Starzik at the ready. See, the wind is still blowing pretty good.
And the kick.
So a nice, another little pooch kick as they are going to signal for a fair catch at the 30. So the Deer Park Deer trailing by 14.
Looked like they almost ran into each other on that catch.
Yeah, it's kind of like in baseball. You want to say, I got it. Got to get a little bit of communication out there on the field. Make sure that you don't run into anybody because it's a live ball. If the kicking team were to recover, which they did earlier in the game, it'd be the Highlanders' ball yet again at the opposing team's 30. So Kaiselhorst in the gun.
Little handoff up the middle.
Gives it over to Wyatt Lay, and he's stopped right at the line of scrimmage. So this Highlander defense looks to be well rested as they are able to plug up the gaps, especially in the trenches. Now that it is the defense's turn to put in some work, trying to keep this offense from getting back some points as they give it to Aaron Schroeder as he is tackled in the backfield.
By number 33, Jake Dorsett, the senior linebacker.
And he is also one of the team captains tonight that we saw. So the senior getting a big tackle for loss. It's going to be now 3rd and 14 as the Deer are starting to go in the wrong direction. The Highlanders look like they're going to be blitzing. So they bring the 3 down linemen. They have themselves another screen, and it is tackled behind the line of scrimmage. Looks like the Highlanders are going to cause a 3 and out. Great way to start the second half. Scoring on the first drive, your defense making a stop, getting the ball back, still early in the half. But I'm liking the way that this is favoring the Woodlands right here in the third quarter.
And it looks like tonight that their defense has no signs of stopping anytime soon. And the punt, back on it is number 1.
That is number 1, Jackson Bolander. He does signal for the fair catch. And also there was Kay Bartolozzi. He was also back there to return. They were both like teetering in between the hash marks, but we're going to see the offense come back, and they're going to start off at their own 40. See if they can capitalize on the turnover by downs or the 3 and out with the change of possession. Offense lining up. I do see that it is Lincoln Halsey in the backfield for the Highlanders as they line up with 4 wide receivers, 3 near side, 1 far side. Dalton, plenty of time in the pocket. He throws it, they're going to say it was an incomplete pass. It looked like on his release, it kind of someone got in on him.
It looks like originally he had plenty of time to pass the football. However, at the end of that, it looked like maybe it just caught his hand wrong, or maybe that one of the defensive linemen or the defenders were able to just stop him and make him stumble.
It looked like it was Cameron Colquitt was kind of got a little bit of a hand on it as the handoff is to Halsey. So it's now going to be a 3rd and 9. Yeah, I was able to look on the monitor. I know we didn't have a replay, but I was able to see on the monitor here that it was kind of coming out on the edge was Colquitt. And it was just like kind of getting a hand on him as he was passing. But now it's 3rd and 9 for the Highlanders. Dalton in the gun. It's going to be a screen pass as he gives it to Halsey. He has plenty of space. He only gets maybe 5 on the reception. It's going to be short of 4 yards.
He'll be tackled out of bounds.
So it's going to be 4th and 4, 4th and 5, as we do see the punt team make their way out here. So it's going to be back-to-back 3 and outs from the Highlanders and the Deer. Starzyk back to punt. I believe it is going to be either number 2, Trey Martinez, back to return. I think it's Martinez, who has one of the 2 touchdowns of the night for the Deer. Oh, it's a bad snap. Starzyk running away with it, and he is tackled for a big loss. And this is going to be excellent field position for the Deer. Oh dear, for the Highlanders. Deer Park is going to start at the Highlander 25. But there is a flag on the play waiting to see from the referees. I do see it's at the 40. I was unsure, not sure where the penalty happened. So the referees are conversing. Going to see what happens. Because both offensives and so the Deer Park offense is going back to their sideline as referees are just talking over at the 40, which is more favoring kind of like the north end zone.
Dead ball, unsportsmanlike conduct. Woodlands, 21. Those fouls all set. Be first and 10, Deer Park.
With the penalties offsetting, Deer Park will start their drive at the Highlander 25, both unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. Now the Deer Park Deer lining up at the 25. So the rules are with the unsportsmanlike conduct, if you get a second unsportsmanlike conduct, you are out of here. So these 2 players do not want to go to the showers early tonight, as it's a pass
Right down
from Keiselhorst down the middle, and it is a return for a touchdown. That is number 24, Jack Paradis. And following first play for the Deer Park Deer, it's now going to be a 1-possession game pending. All right. Lining up for the extra point. Snap, hold, and kick. It is good. So after the fumble or the bad snap from the punt team, the Deer Park Deer were able to start at their own 25, and it was able to just be a 1-play drive as they get a touchdown for 25 yards. It was a Keiselhorst to Parties.
I guess the Deer are starting off this third quarter with a party. But let's see how the Highlanders hold them here. So now it will be Woodlands 28, Deer Park 21, with 6:59 left in the third quarter. Looks like the receiving team is on the field. Again, Parker Stewart and Shane Walker are both down roughly about the 5-yard line.
Now Deer Park they've only kicked it down to the end zone once tonight. I don't think they want to take that gamble yet again. As Hurtado kicks it off, it's going to be another high kick. Looks to be signaled for a fair catch. It's 83, Johnny Bolender signaling for the fair catch. Highlanders going to come back out with their offense. Third time this half. They're going to start this new drive at their own 28. So they need, looks to be 72 yards to get into the end zone. As the offense is making their way to line up, defense for Deer Park is already getting set. Dalton in the gun. Walker in motion as they give the handoff over to Cody Jordan as he sweeps out of bounds. Trying to see where the line judge is. It's kind of hard to say if he did get the first down or not. No, it's just 2 yards shy of the first down, maybe a yard shy. So it's now 2nd and 1.
We've seen this Highlander run game tonight look very strong, and their pass game has looked very strong tonight too, as you've seen. With the run game, we've seen with that 100-plus yard run game that scored a touchdown earlier in the game today.
So we have another snap to Dalton. He's going to do a quarterback keeper, gets the first down. It's a good thing for the Highlanders, just chewing up some clock right now. It's going to be another first down. The Highlanders are making their way to midfield. Ball is on the left hash as they are trying to attack the north end zone.
They do have a fresh set of downs here, so let's see what they can pull off.
They're doing a play change at the line of scrimmage. They have themselves a bunch trip formation on the near sideline. Man goes in motion. It's going to be another design run for Jackson Bolander, but he is caught in the backfield. Looks to be a 2, maybe 3 yard loss, so it's going to be it's actually a 3 yard loss, so it's 2nd and 13. Looks like this Deer Park defense is aware of where number 1 is at all times on the field, as he has accounted for 3 of the 4 Highlander touchdowns tonight. So split back formation. Another handoff to Bolander as he dances his way outside. He gets back maybe at the 44. Yeah, the line judge is saying he's at the 44, so it's going to be a 3rd and looks to be maybe 3rd and 7. No, 3rd and 7. See the student section, they're standing up, clapping on. Big third down play here for the Highlanders, looking to keep this drive alive. Dalton is in the gun with this spread offense. 2-step drop. Pocket collapses as he does get sacked, but it's a strip sack, and it looks like Deer Park comes up with it yet again.
The Deer Park sideline now erupting as this play is called. And looks like the Highlander defense will now have a chance to try to get the ball back.
One of the things is winning the turnover battle, and right now Deer Park is leading 2-1 as they have caused 2 fumbles tonight.
That is one of the key factors in winning games, is that turnover battle. And so far, Deer Park has been successful at winning it.
Deer Park offense lining up. 1st and 10 at the Highlander 36. And Keiselhorst does a quarterback keeper. Looks to get maybe 6 on the design run. As the offense is lining up with 3 wide receivers. Highlander defense bringing 3 down linemen. So it looks to be an option play. And that's number 33, Jake Dorsett, senior linebacker, who is keeping an eye on number 4, Andre Jackson, for Deer Park. So it's going to be now a 3rd and 4. It's a good thing that Dorsett was keeping an eye on the tailback. Great vision by the linebacker. So it's now going to be 3rd and 4. Trying to draw them off sides with a hard count. They're changing the play a little bit at the line of scrimmage. They're looking to coach at the sideline.
Well, they have 7 seconds to snap this ball.
Keiselhorst throws it. It's going to be incomplete pass, but there is a flag on the play. It looks to be a pass interference call. It's going to be on Bartolozzi.
From what I saw a minute ago, it looked like Bartolozzi may have shoved him to the ground after the play. And looks like it will be a Looks like it will be a pass interference call on Parker Stewart.
So Stewart getting the pass interference call. It's going to be a 15-yard penalty. It's going to move them up into the red zone now. It's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 15. Deer Park looking to tie the game as they do a design run. It's over to Brown again as he gets maybe 2. He was trying to turn the corner as he was running to the sideline. But Christopher Brown was tackled for a short gain.
Brought down by number 8, Zach Wardle, the senior defensive back.
So 2nd and 9 here for the Deer. Closing in the final 3 minutes of the third quarter. They're giving the ball back to Brown as they feed him as he runs in between the tackles. And he gets maybe 4 to bring it up to 3rd down. It's going to be a 3rd and 4. Actually, a 3rd and 6. Where the line judge is going to spot it. There's still plenty of time left. It's either Deer Park go for the field goal if they get stopped here on 3rd down. Kaiser Horse runs out of the pocket. And that is a big sack. Big old sack right there. Number 33, Jake Dorsett, the senior linebacker, making his presence known as he was keeping with Keiselhorst.
That will be a big loss for Deer Park there. And they will be penalized and costed even further. Looks like a holding penalty.
Yeah, they're going to go ahead and decline that since it's a big 4th down play. And we're going to see the kick team make their way onto the field. So the field goal unit lining up. Now, the last time that Deer Park came out with the field goal, they did miss wide right. So ball is lined up on the right hash mark. The wind is blowing.
You can see those flags by the south end zone just waving away over there.
38-yard attempt. It looks to be a good hold. And he does make the 38-yarder. So the first field goal of the night.
With 2:16.
So Hurtado gets the 38-yard field goal.
So with 2:16 left in the third quarter, Woodlands 28, Deer Park 24.
All right. Good stop there by the defense, being able to not let the turnover turn into 6 points. They only held them to 3. Woodlands still holding on to this lead. It's now 28-24, like you just said. 2:16 left in the third. Still plenty of time left. Deer Park played it safe, went for the points, especially after the big sack. Huge sack by Dorsett. That's a confidence boost for sure. Once your offense is going to get back out there, defense is telling the offense, hey, we made that big stop. We'll only let them get 3. Get back down there. Go get 6 for us, and we'll do our work. We have faith in you to get your job done. But obviously, lately, it's just been Hurtado. He's just been doing that little pooch kick. It's been going around the 30. Ever since the 101-yard return earlier from Walker, they do not want to risk it.
It looks like another pooch kick there.
They're going to actually return it. That looks to be Walker yet again. And he has
Stewart with the carry.
Oh, that's right. That is Parker Stewart.
Around the 45.
Good catch. Good catch that it was. Yeah, it was Parker Stewart. So here comes the replay. He lets it bounce. Good read on the ball, getting it at the 26. And he gets himself a 22-yard return. And it's great field position here for the Highlanders right at midfield. That's where you want to be.
The Highlanders will start on their own 47.
So here comes the offense, lining up with 4 wide receivers, twins both sides. Looks to be a design pass, a nice little slant in the middle of the field.
That was
I think that was Parker Stewart again. No, that was number 2, Shane Walker. Like I'm telling you, those jerseys that are bunched up, it's hard to see them. I know it's the aesthetic with a lot of the players wanting to keep those jerseys looking a specific way. It's hurting us up here in the booth at times.
It kind of is.
But Dalton getting the first down. Now they're back in the Deer territory.
Still at midfield. And it looks like Dalton will have a quarterback keeper over towards the near side. He will be stopped at the Deer Park 35-yard line. It will be about...
It's going to be a 2nd and 3.
It was a big run play by Dalton.
We're closing in on a minute 5 here in the third quarter. Highlanders on the attack in Deer territory, Deer Park territory. I do see Bolander in motion. It's a play action pass. Dalton looked downfield. He sees his man. It looks to be Walker. Yes, it is! Number 2, Shane Walker. Oh, they're saying that he dropped it out of the end zone. He couldn't cradle it. He had it in his hands.
And that would have been a really, really good play.
That would have been a 35-yard touchdown reception. Unfortunately, he was unable to keep it in control, keep it in possession. So it is now going to be a 3rd and 3. Cody Jordan is in the backfield right now for the Highlanders as they're getting the play from coach at the line of scrimmage. So 3rd and 3, just 47 seconds left here in the third. Like I said, Highlanders on the attack. They're changing the play at the line. Looks to be a timeout being called from the offense. Coach was seeing something. He wanted to go ahead and bring his guys to the sideline and come up with a different scheme with the way that defense was lined up.
And the way this Highlander offense has been running tonight has been really, really good. We've seen some insane run plays, and even though that some of the defense has had some tribulations tonight, the offense has been really able to come back in this game and make some huge plays to carry the Woodlands down to a lead tonight. We have 30 seconds left in the third with the timeout. It is 3rd and 3 in the third quarter. It'll be ball on the Deer Park 35. Let's see what the Woodlands offense here is trying to do.
Offense still huddled up with head coach. So Coach Rapp talking to his team. It's time that they need to make their way back onto the field. Now the timeout time has expired. It is 47 seconds left here in the third. 3rd down play. All they need is 3 yards to keep this drive alive. Makes you wonder if they're going to play it safe or if they're going to go for another big play like they tried to do with the previous pass.
3rd and 3 with Dalton
gets the snap. Hands it off to Bolander. Still fighting for extra yardage. It's going to take at least 4, maybe 5 Deer to take him down. So it's a big first down conversion from the Highlanders.
Stopped at about the Deer Park 23-yard line. And it will be a refresh of downs here. Great run play by the Woodlands here.
Looks to be another timeout being called on the field. Actually, no timeout. They're just going to go ahead and let time expire as they're going to move to the opposite side of the field because there's less than 10 seconds here in the third. So that's going to do it. After 3 quarters played, it's the Woodlands leading Deer Park 28-24. Peyton, Woodlands trying to put some more points on the board, try to keep this lead ahead. The Woodlands have held the entire lead, the entire game. They've tied. Deer Park has tied it up a few times, but it's been the Woodlands just keeping a nice, comfortable lead. And this is what the offense is trying to do, just trying to keep that cushion.
When you have running backs like Stewart and Walker that are easily able to run upfield and get some yards, you could see why this Woodlands offense would have the lead this whole game. Obviously, they've had some good passes here and there to get a couple yards, but their run game has been really, really strong tonight. Looking from Dalton connecting with his running backs tonight, we will see what they're planning to do here in the fourth quarter with 12 minutes left in the football game.
Exactly. I know that we talked about this earlier in the pregame show. Woodlands, they ran the ball for 263 yards last week, and they outrushed than they did pass. They only passed for just a little bit of over 200 yards. So this Woodlands team, while they do like to throw the ball, they are relying a lot on the run. It's kind of a different style that the Woodlands has seen in recent years, as Dalton's in the gun with a fresh set of downs, quarterback keeper, design run. He goes to the outside, gets extra yardage, just runs out of bounds, trying not to get hit by anyone. Just short of the first down marker, is now going to be second and short, maybe 1 yard, maybe inches. It's that angle.
Wind still blowing as ever. But for September, I mean, this weather has been great tonight.
Yeah,
You know,
it's now like around 75. And I'm sure it feels like 77 with a little bit of humidity. So trips left for the Highlanders. Bolander goes in motion, looked to be like one of those design runs, but it's a wide open. Walker gets the touchdown. No one covering Shane Walker. Let's just see that quick replay. Actually, we're going to do the replay following the extra point.
Walker was wide open.
No one was on him. They thought that it was going to be one of those design runs to Bolander because you saw him in motion. You thought that it was going to be, but it was a perfect play action executed, and Walker just walked his way in the end zone.
And here we go, Starzyk with the extra point. And there is a flag on the field. The kick will still be good. There was a false start on the Deer. However, the Woodlands declined it, so it is now 35-24 with 11:48 left in the fourth quarter. Again, a great open play by Dalton to Walker. And now the Woodlands will be able to kick it off and try to hopefully hold the Deer for the next 11 minutes. You can see the ROTC has just finished their push-ups in the end zone.
Yeah, I'm just re-watching. I'm rewinding the actual play that just the recent touchdown score. Just wanted to see. But, yeah, they were right at, I believe it was the 16th, so it was a 15-yard touchdown reception. Yeah, they lined up with trips. Then Bolander goes in motion and fooled the corner because Walker was just wide open. Great vision, great execution. It was maybe 5 yards behind the defender, and that was number 21, Jaden Contreras. So great vision.
And it looks like Starzyk will be lining up on the right hash this time.
No, he's back on the left hash.
Looks like it. Still favoring that left side.
And he's kicking it deep. We haven't seen that in a while as it goes out of the end zone. I'm telling you, the Iowa commit has a leg. That was about 60. That was about a 60-yard kick.
Some other known facts about some other players tonight. Shane Walker, who was also a captain tonight, he is a commit to Tulsa. So we will see. Obviously, we've seen some of the plays he's made tonight, you know, with the recent touchdown that the Woodlands just had. We will see what he plans to do in Tulsa, and hopefully a lot of good.
Kaiselhorst in the gun, gets the snap. It's going to be a delayed handoff as he feeds it. I believe that's to number 34, Wyatt Lay. It's just that 1-2 punch that the Deer have had with Brown and Lay.
He was brought down by number 24, Dylan Carpenter, the junior.
Deer Park making some substitutions. They are lining up with 3 wide receivers. Their tight end, number 24, Parties, goes in motion. it's going to be a design keeper for Keisel Horses. He's brought down by two, maybe three Highlanders.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 6 for the Deer.
So Deer Park is at their own 29. Needing to go 71 yards to get into the end zone. Keisel Horse runs out of the pocket. As is nice coverage there. I think that was
number 3, Kaysen Bartolozzi, able to make the stop there.
Great coverage by the corner. Following his man, not letting him get behind it. So brings up the 4th down. So it's going to be a 3 and out. So the defense, after being on the sideline, getting themselves well rested to come out and just draw another 3 and out.
And in the backfield to return the punt, we have number 0, Parker Stewart, and number 1, Jackson Bolander.
So Bolander signals for the fair catch. Oh, he says he didn't touch it. We're going to wait to see what the referee says. Bolander was trying to go for the fair catch and was acting like he didn't touch it. So he fooled the Deer Park punt team. And this is I think this is the furthest back we've seen the Woodlands actually start a drive this evening. They're going to be starting at their own 27. So Dalton and company lining up right now.
Sounds like a band.
It does, doesn't it?
Be the Highlander offense band, Dalton and company. I like that. That has a nice ring to it.
So 4 wide receivers. It's actually
Dalton with a carry.
He gets himself 7 on the run. All that the Highlanders need to do is just continue to keep the ball on the ground, eat up some clock, and go home with this lead and try to go into the weekend with a W and be undefeated. I know that this Highlander offense in recent years has been fast-paced, put up some points. Right now they're just chewing up some clock, and that's something that you want to see.
Looks like they're getting a play from the sideline.
So 2nd and 3, play clock at 5. As they throw, it looks to be almost intercepted. So the screen was high. It was looking for number 82, Michael Garcia.
And that'll bring up 3rd and 3 here with 9:41 left in regulation.
So following the incomplete pass, Highlanders getting their play call, lining up, still in that gun, that spread style offense, 4 wide receivers. I think Halsey's still in the backfield, number 22 right next to him. And we have ourselves, well, don't see a flag, so it looks to be a timeout. So the Woodlands taking their 2nd timeout of the half. I guess coach wanted to change it up and have a little powwow with the guys on the sideline.
And with the way tonight has been going, it looks like so far every time they've had this little powwow that the Woodlands offense has had a great play afterwards. So this could be either result in something really good or something really bad. But from what we've seen tonight so far by this Highlander offense, it looks like it would result in something really good.
Okay. Seeing the guys on the sideline, talking it over with coach, getting some water. Just a little quick rest break. Short yardage situation. A couple times we've seen the Woodlands with this 3rd and 3, and they've been able to convert. They've been rather successful tonight on the 3rd down conversions. It's just 9:39 left here in the game. Offense leaving the sideline, getting ready to line back up. Deer Park defense lining back up as well.
And it looks like Walker will be on the far side.
Walker looks to be the lone man. Looks like the Woodlands are lining up to run it as they give it to Bolander. And the senior gets 4 yards to extend this drive for the Highlanders.
So that will be a refresh of downs.
Good thing here for the Highlanders, continuing to control possession, control clock, as they have an 11-point lead here at Woodforest Bank Stadium.
And it looks like Halsey is next to Dalton here in the backfield.
So Dalton gets the handoff. He gives it to Halsey as he tries to turn the corner. Just gets maybe he gets just 1 yard on the run. Just a short gain. Halsey's going to go back to the sideline, and we're going to get to see Cody Jordan come in. Little substitution. Rotate those backs, keeping fresh legs in the game.
So it'll be 2nd and 9 for the Highlander offense here. Looks like number 89, Preston Stevenson, the sophomore wide receiver, is subbing in now. He will be on the other side with number 82, Michael Garcia, the senior wide receiver.
So Dalton gets the snap. It's going to be a keeper. Looked like it was one of those run play options. Decided to keep it himself. Some excessive whistle blowing. It looks like we're going to have ourselves an official timeout here. Another timeout in the game. Just 8:13 left in regulation. Okay, Peyton. It's another 3rd down situation here as it's just a little timeout. Everyone's conversing on each sideline. Woodlands have been trying to keep control of this drive and just continue to chew up clock. I don't think that they're going to try to go back to the passing play. Depends on who they line up with, but seeing a specific formation, if they have the tight end lined up in the backfield a little bit, they have been going with the run. Just depending on where they're going moving forward. But while we're at it, let's just take a quick peek at what's going on within the district. Want to see how everyone's doing with a couple updates going on. Well, going into the 4th quarter, I do see that the Tigers of Conroe are still leading the Hastings Bears, but now it's just a 10-6 score change. And then we have the Montgomery Bears just continuing to pile on against the Caney Creek Panthers, 44-14. So the Highlander offense lining back up. It's now 3rd and 6 as play resumes. The clock is going. Just 8 minutes left in regulation. Looking to continue to extend this drive. Dalton, plenty of time in the pocket, decides to keep it, sees an open space. He gets the first down and then some. So he's now tackled at the 49, maybe the 50, but there is a flag thrown at the end of the play as the play resolved.
Now the refs conversing in the middle of the field. We will see if this is on the Highlanders or if this is on Deer Park. And it looks like it was a targeting penalty on Deer Park. So 21 will remain in the game. And that is the first personal foul against that player. So now the Woodlands will be at Deer Park's 45-yard line with a refresh of downs.
Deer Park 35.
Excuse me.
It's okay. So it's going to be another handoff. They call in Bolander's name again as he runs in between the tackles. Seeing a little bit of extracurriculars with some blocking as the play expired. So it's now going to be a 2nd and 3, ball on the 28. Highlanders trying to get back into the red zone, maybe even get back in the end zone to extend this lead, as they've been holding on to this lead all evening. It's been all Highlanders, just 2 ties, but all the lead changes have been in favor of the Highlanders as they're getting the play from the sideline on the 2nd and 3 here in the 4th quarter. So it's going to be another keeper with Dalton as he lets the hole open up, and he looks like he's going to do a little stop and start, and he gets into the end zone, so that is a 28-yard run, the first rushing touchdown of the night for Dalton.
And now the Woodlands have broken 40 points tonight.
Pending the extra point, right now the Woodlands leading 41-24 off of the 28-yard rush from Jack Dalton, your junior quarterback here for the Highlanders. The great thing, following the extra point, I'll explain. The extra point is good. Starzyk still, actually, that wasn't Starzyk this time. That was number 27. Looked to be number 27, Tate Ryan.
Wow, okay. That's something you don't see every day.
Yeah, but the great thing about this replay, if you just watch right here, Dalton just in the backfield, just buying his time, and sees the hole open up, breaks the tackle from the defensive back, and is able to cross the plane. You know, I think Dalton wanted to get in on. I know he's had a few passing touchdowns, but I think he wanted to get in on the ground game and actually get his own rushing touchdown tonight as well. So now, Highlanders leading 42-24 going into the here in the 4th quarter. Just only 6:43 left in regulation. So yeah, number 27.
Number 27, Tate Ryan, will be the kicker now. And it looks like they will again line it up on that left hash. So it looks like the Woodlands is favoring the left hash tonight.
So Starzyk, I guess his night is done. So he's on the sideline right now, just hanging out.
But with the game he's had tonight, he deserves that rest, as he has extended the Woodlands lead.
So the kickoff goes into the end zone from Ryan. It's going to be a touchback for the Deer Park Deer. They're going to start at the 25. As we see the Highlander offense come back. It's been a fairly fast-paced game tonight. We're just at the 9:15 mark on the clock. Maybe 9:20, forgive me. So it's been a fast-paced game. Not that many.
Kaiserhorst back to throw. And he will throw an incomplete pass, trying to hit number 2, Trey Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez was wide open. He was on the comeback and just was a short pass. He had to come back and just incomplete. Plenty of time in the backfield as well. So Kaiserhorst in the gun. And looks like he's going to get sacked in the backfield
by number 95, Jairi Jefferson.
The junior defensive lineman making a big-time sack in the backfield. The Burley boys need the attention, and he got in the backfield, gets a sack for his defense, as it's going to be a 3rd and 25 now for Deer Park. Kaiserhorst hands it off and just stopped at the line of scrimmage. Looks to be no gain.
Again by number 95, Jairi Jefferson.
And the punt team comes out. So Hurtado going to be punting from the end zone.
Back for coverage, number 3, Kason Bartolozzi. And it looks like so far that this second half, that this Highlander defense has started to come alive a little bit.
It's been all Highlanders this second half. There's only been one score, actually 2 scores from the Deer Park Deer. But Bartolozzi's going to keep it.
The 30, the 20, the 10, and he is brought down roughly around the 9-yard line towards the south end zone.
Hey. So Bartolozzi, a nice favorable return as he gets in the red zone here for the Highlanders. It's a great field position for the home team, the Woodlands Highlanders, lining up. And it looks like we're going to start seeing some second string come in with the favorable lead here for the Woodlands. Looks to be
Number 6, Parker Stevenson at quarterback. He will hand off to number 22, Lincoln Halsey. The short gain there.
So with a lead like this, you want to give a lot of the starters the rest and let your younger team get some reps. That's a great thing to see, especially here late in the fourth quarter. So the sophomore quarterback, Parker Stevenson, lining up. So it's going to be a 2nd and 8 for the offense. It's a design run that they give it to number 22, Lincoln Halsey. This is going to be a 3rd and 5 for this goal line stand.
With 4 minutes and 10 seconds left in the game, the Woodlands lined up on the 5-yard line near the south end zone. Stevenson in the gun there with number 22, Lincoln Halsey, next to him in the backfield. And Stevenson will keep it with a short gain there.
Looked like that was number 92, Braden Guerrera, defensive lineman for the Deer Park Deer. And now, I guess we're going to actually see Starzyk kick himself a field goal now.
Yeah, it looks like Starzyk is coming back onto the field.
Actually, no, he's going to be a holder. Well, this is a different number 80.
It's number 81, Luke Crudgington, the junior kicker, who will be kicking the extra point, or excuse me, the field goal. And the kick is good. So after that drive by the Woodlands offense, it is Woodlands 45, Deer Park 24. Well, Jackson, looks like this lead has been extended here by the Woodlands.
Yeah, it's a nice 21-point lead, 3-touchdown lead for the Highlanders. And not trying to be greedy in the red zone, just take the 3 points. Don't need to go for it on 4th down, especially in that short yardage situation. And we've just seen a lot of substitutions being made now late in the game for the Woodlands. As we do see that it is number 27, Tate Ryan, teeing it up to kick it off yet again.
And with 3 minutes and 5 seconds left in regulation, the Highlanders will kick it off here.
Looks to be Trey Martinez back to return for the Highlanders. For the Deer Park Deer, my apologies. Nice booming kick. Returned into the end zone.
Deer Park will run it back here.
It looks to be Sebastian Saldana on the return. Gets a nice 40-yard return for the Deer.
Brought down about midfield by number 23, Rayon Harris. And the Deer will have a chance to attempt to make some points here with 2 minutes and 56 seconds left in regulation.
Now Keisel Horse and Company lining up. 4 wide receivers. They do have lone back in the backfield. Big drop. Nice reception there. Looks to be number 9, LaShawn Panuco. I will say this. I want to give a lot of respect to this Deer Park offense. They have been able to move the ball down the field as Kaiserhorst gets the next snap, throws it quick to the sideline, trying to stop the clock. It's just that Woodlands defense has been able to make some big stops, but whenever some momentum is in favor of Deer Park, they've been able to get some positive yardage. They haven't turned the ball. There's only been one turnover, was the interception. But other than that, this offense has done a fairly good job tonight. It's just been all Highlander defense. Almost another interception right there. Looked to be number 17.
Xavier Hurtado.
Actually, Jabaric Sullivan for the Highlanders. He had a hand on it. So the junior corner is keeping a good eye on Kaiserhorst in the backfield. Low snap to Kaiserhorst as he goes back, and it's another interception. I spoke too soon.
By Parker Stewart, who will run it back to the 40, the 30, the 20, the 10, and he will run it back for a touchdown.
So Parker Stewart gets himself an interception and a touchdown. That's a pick 6 as the Highlanders extend their lead. It's now 51-24 over Deer Park as they're coming back for the extra point.
I mean, you want to talk about the defense on that play, as you saw Parker Stewart back in coverage, able to read where the football was going and be able to make that interception and run it all the way back to the south end zone. And that'll be number 27, Tate Ryan, on the kick. The holder, number 80, Scott Skarzik.
Deer Park looked like they weren't fully prepared with the special teams. Now they're all getting lined up for the field goal unit. Good snap.
And the kick is good, so it'll be Woodlands 52, Deer Park 24, with 1 minute and 57 seconds left in the fourth quarter.
I was a little surprised by that. I was paying compliments to the Deer Park offense, and then all of a sudden, I guess their ears were burning, and then they just decided to turn the ball over to the Highlanders.
Almost like a Nick Castellanos situation over there.
A little bit of a jinx. Probably did jinx them in favor of the Highlanders. Trying to be humble here. So that big pick 6 right there from Stewart. Now the return team is lining up for the Deer, and the kicking team is lining up for the Highlanders. So now number 81, Luke Crutchington, is going to be kicking for the Highlanders. Teeing it up at the 40. Still plenty of people in the stands here supporting the Highlanders. I'm just looking at section 100 with all the students. I guess the concession stands are closing up soon as Highlanders are kicking it off deep into the end zone, so it's going to be a touchback. We really didn't get to talk about stadium foods that much this late in the game. I know it's like 2 minutes left. What's your go-to? You a hot dog or nachos guy?
I think I'm a nachos guy.
Okay. Nothing wrong with that.
I will say, though, if I do see any Reese's Pieces or M&M's down there, that will be more of my go-to.
So that's your little sweet tooth. So when you see some candy, it's either said Reese's Pieces or M&M's?
Yeah, I would say.
Okay. What about Sour Patch Kids?
See, that I haven't had in a minute, but I will say those are pretty good as well. I have not seen them down there at the concession stand, but I'm hoping that they will start reselling those soon.
Now, the Deer are bringing in Caleb Wingo, the junior quarterback, is going to be taking some reps this late in the game. So Kaiser Horse Knight is done. The senior, who was voted 24-6A All-District last season, got in the way of this Highlander, this tough Highlander defense, bringing 2 turnovers, intercepting them twice tonight. And the Deer are just continuing to feed the running back core, just get some yardage.
Kaiser Horse had an amazing game, putting up 24 points tonight with the Deer. But then again, this Highlander defense has been really tough this second half, not allowing any of the Deer to score, stopping the Stampede out there on the field.
And it's just how the Woodlands have always been able to produce and continue to perform. Like we said earlier, they've been to the postseason since 1994. They have yet to miss a postseason in that 30-year stretch, because it's 2024 right now. They've gone 29 straight years of making the postseason. And that's what the Woodlands does. They try to continue to look in to continue to just dominate. Now it's the 13-6A district, but even whenever I was going to school, it was, 15-5A. That's what the district used to be. So I've aged out. It's now 6A. It's ridiculous. But now as time is expiring, the Woodlands are going to be going home with a W, as it now is 0 on the play clock, on the game clock. The Woodlands going home with another win, staying with an undefeated season here in non-district play, as they win 52-24 over the Deer Park Deer. And it's just been a great game all around. We had big offensive plays. We've had big defensive plays, special teams plays.
Oh, yeah. And it has been a great night for this Highlander team. Overall, just all sides of the ball, scoring and making amazing plays during the game tonight.
And everyone who tuned in tonight, thank you for watching at home. If you're on your tablet, on your smart TV, on your computer, wherever it is, just here on the Conroe ISD Athletics Woodforest Bank Stadium stream. If you haven't done so yet, let's go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And to the left of that, you have that bell. It'll notify you when we go live. And, of course, we're going to be here again next week. It's going to be week 3. We're going to have back-to-back nights, Thursday and Friday here at Woodforest Bank Stadium. Oak Ridge is going to be playing Cleveland for their senior night. And then it's going to be – oh, I'm sorry. Is that right? Yeah. Hold on. I want to double-check the schedule. I didn't think that we started district play just yet. Let me just go back to the schedule. My apologies. So week 3. Yeah. It's going to be Oak Ridge hosting Cleveland. So, yeah, this concludes district play, or non-district play. District play starts next week. So, yeah, Grand Oaks is going to be hosting the Woodlands here next Friday night. 2 high-flying offenses. I'd love to see how that's going to turn out next Friday night. And then Oak Ridge is going to be hosting the Cleveland Indians on Thursday night. So mark your calendars. Like I said, be able to hit that subscribe button, and we'll let you know whenever we go live if you click that bell. But it's been fun tonight. Great job by the production team here in the booth. Peyton, you have a good job? You did a great job up here for your first night.
Yep, this is for the fans. This is my first night ever sportscasting, and I had a lot of fun, obviously doing it with Jackson.
Thank you.
We had a lot of fun tonight, and yeah, this is Peyton Reeves and Jackson Cochran signing off.
Have a good night, everyone. Following the game highlights. Enjoy them. Be safe out there. It's going to be a long weekend. Stay dry. Stay cool.